lesson 2 will be dealing more on the concepts, terminologies of lesson 2. Some of this we have already discussed some of this during our face-to-face class, but still we need to recall this excuse me, we need to recall this concept. So I'll be presenting my screen. Excuse me.
So, good day. Uh, ang i-discuss natin ngayon, today we're gonna be discussing about the fundamentals of solar collection and thermal conversion. So we already had the calculations during our face-to-face class. So today we are gonna be discussing more on the concepts, terminologies that are essential in this lesson, which is again fundamentals of solar collection and thermal conversion. So first we have to discuss the physics of the sun and its energy transport. So we all know that the nature of energy generation in the sun is a subject of ongoing scientific inquiry, and the composition of the sun is 80% is hydrogen and 19% is helium. And how do we have the energy, or do we how do we basically have the energy emitted by the sun? So here it says that the sun's energy is generated through a hydrogen to helium thermonuclear fusion reaction. So in this process, hydrogen nuclei collide under extreme conditions to form helium. Then it releases vast amounts of energy in the form of light and heat. And the formation of solar phenomena such as prominences and sunspots, which play significant roles in the sun's activity, also continues to be a subject of active research. So yun nga, we know that we knew that to have, or for us to have that solar energy, the sun is having a nuclear fusion from its hydrogen and helium chemical makeup. So once they fuse, then that's the time it will release vast amounts of energy, again in the form of light and heat. And despite this uncertainty surrounding the exact mechanisms of energy generations, the specifics of energy distribution are of greater concern to those who study the sun's effect on Earth. So, yun nga, syempre, uh, it's not really about energy generation of the sun, which is the concern of many, but it is how this energy gets distributed on each part of the earth, because again our target is to harness this maximum energy depending on our location. So uh, the main study that we are doing is to have that energy distribution, so that we know where to install what at what location does the solar energy hit, and that we can capture the most. So yun, and the sun is a vast sphere with a diameter of approximately 1.39 million kilometers, composed of multiple gas layers that become progressively hotter towards its center. And the outermost layer, from which energy radiates into the solar system, has a temperature equivalent to 5,760 Kelvin, or around 10,400 degrees Rankine. Imagine, this is a lot. This is really a lot of energy that we can harness So if we really utilize this, then it's really enough for us to have a large amount of energy that we can utilize in the world. And since this is the case, this is the reason why we are studying where could we get this maximum temperature, or at what maximum temperature does so sorry at what temperature can we harvest uh, on a specific location. Kasi if you could still remember, di ba, our formula for energy being radiated on a specific area is the Stefans Boltzmann constant, or the Stefan Boltzmann constant. That is E, then sorry, that's the sigma, then the emissivity factor, then the area, then the difference, that's the temperature difference of the temperatures. So, di ba, this is our formula. So, the reason why we need to know at what temperature can we really harvest that energy. So, the total rate of energy emission from the sun is around 3.8 times 10 to the 23rd kilowatts, which comes from the conversion of about 4.3 times 10 to the 9 grams of matter per second into energy. And despite this, imagine this big amount, uh, only a small fraction at 1.7 times 10 to the 14 kilowatt reaches Earth. This is most likely half, more than a little from the half of the value, which is located approximately 150 kilometers away from the sun. So that's still far. It's that's really far. So our mission, or our target, is to have this harnessed as much as we can. So yon solar energy is the most abundant and permanent energy source on Earth, with the amount intercepted by the planet being 5,000 times, again, with the amount intercepted by the planet being 5,000 times greater than the combined sum of all energy inputs, such as nuclear, geothermal, gravitational, lunar energy. So uh, imagine how much of a solar energy uh, we can have if we really can harness this. This is 5,000 times greater than all of the systems that we have here. And of the solar energy that reaches Earth from that 1.7 times 10 to the 4 kilowatts, 30% is reflected back into space, 47% is converted into low temperature heat and re-radiated into space, and 23% drives the evaporation and precipitation cycles that sustain the biosphere. And less than 0.5% of the solar energy contributes to the kinetic energy of wind and waves and in photosynthetic processes that store energy in plants. So imagine that is the contribution, the energy distribution that reaches the earth. And more of this, kung mapapansin nyo, if you can see, is re-radiated into space. This re-radiated into space and reflected back most of those energy. So it really has a lesser amount that reaches to uh, us, to our solar energy system. So more of the energy is just being reflected back, and the amount of energy that falls on Earth's surface is still immense, though only a fraction is usable due to physical and socio-economic constraints. Yeah, that is right. Since uh, approximately one third of the total extraterrestrial solar radiation reaches the Earth's surface, with 30%, with 70% of it falling on the oceans. However, the remaining energy strikes
Yung
land
itong
about
feedback diagram is
1.5
na
times 10 to
natin
the
dito.
17 kilowatt
Yung
hour
lahat
is
ng
staggering.
sources nila
This energy is
kung
already
saan
enough.
access. For example, may
This
meron
and
tayong
really
contact.
roughly 6,000
So,
times the
ilagay din natin yun through an arrow. We
excuse
have
me
a friction force.
times that the
The
total
normal
energy
force.
consumption of
The
the US in
gravitational force or the
2009.
weight force.
Despite
And
its abundance,
in a
only a small
two-body
portion of
diagram, the
this
output is
energy
the
can be
differential.
harnessed for practical
And
use
this
due to limitations related to
expression is
technology, infrastructure, and societal
actually a
factors.
box or a
So
line.
here it was
Feedback.
discussed that even though there are
Here's the
still a
calculation
lot
of
of
the box.
energy or there are a lot of energy reflected back to our
That
space, still
a
the energy that
line,
reaches or that falls on Earth's
a box
surface is still
or
immense, or it is still
rectangle,
high. It
or a box
means
na ganun.
it is high that
So the
it
vector
could provide
the
roughly
time
around
the target point
6,000
is
times
8
of
arrows,
the total energy
while the
consumption of
moment
US.
are
So
represented
imagine
by the curved arrow.
6,000
There's
times, and
a force of
US
each arrow
is a first world
is
country, so they
here.
consume a lot of energy a year. So imagine having
Force vector
6,000
is
times
the moment
of that
of
the
its
sun can
force
provide to
that is
us if we have
acting
specific
upon
or if we have
the
proper
indicated
technologies,
by
then
the
that would be a
beam.
lot. That would
For
suffice our
horizontal or
needs.
vertical axis or the
But then again nga, then
of
again,
force.
kasi it's because
Force
uh,
and
sorry, this energy
next
still
is
is a lot, especially that imagine if this
pwede natin
70%
i-rate
does
as
not fall to oceans but rather falls to a
overview
specific land surface where solar panels are installed.
of
So
the time.
that means if we can harvest that energy, then that means it really
The
is a lot.
force of friction,
It can maybe
normal,
it might
pwede
be
natin siyang
able to supply or to supply our energy needs for
uh,
lifetime.
free
That in that
first
numbers, that
one.
is really a lot. So yeah, that's it. And again, uh if we're
So the
talking about
pre-fabrication
energy and
building
we are
na
talking about sun, then we are also
model
talking about
coordination and
thermal
include
radiation, because
for the
again, uh
visualization
the energy
the
from the sun
energy by
is
coordination
transmitted to the
energy
earth via radiation, because again
there
of
is
that of that fusion. So
it's when we
how can we measure that thermal
this
radiation?
one
So
so
radiation
dito na tayo sa
includes or travels at the speed of light, constant denoted by a c sub zero in a vacuum, which is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second, or uh, 3 times,
after
excuse me,
increasing incline by the code
times 10 to the 8 meter per second, or 300 times 10 to the 6 meters per second. So this and frequency is fundamental, because again, we have to measure radiation. And the speed of light in a medium equals the speed of light in a vacuum divided by the spin refractive index of the medium, which is this. C equals uh, this, or the C sub zero over N, wherein this representation provides a wavelength, then V represents the frequency,
Here,
excuse me, and C is the speed of light.
then after
So this is basically
index. So we need to
a
identify the
measurement
voltage
of our thermal radiation. But again, if we are talking about energy being released by the sun, it still boils down to our heat transfer through radiation, which is uh, this. It's not discussed here, but in the book, it is discussed. It's here. Let me show you our reference book.
yung surface natin is
It's
made
here.
so the normal force is application of
So
the
this should
so
I
the normal force
we are still
that type of
planning,
plant
because yesterday Sir Barreto and I had discussed about this. He mentioned
normal
to me that he mentioned to me that we need
then
to
sa tension
integrate this
reaction
calculations,
kailangan
this
lang
part.
nito
Yeah,
zero
this part.
A
We need to integrate. this. We need to integrate
to add
this
on
part in our
Maya.
discussion since again we are talking about fundamentals. Since we are talking about solar
Then,
radiation and
so
solar
the
collection,
consumption
we
or
need to know
location in a
this. We need to know the energy of a photon, wherein this is
network,
equal to H
so di ba,
times
consistent
the frequency V sub
always,
P, wherein H is a Planck's
always
constant.
opposite
So
to B
this is one of
or so the
how we measure the intensity.
opposite
But
direction.
as
It
you can
means
see, since
if the intention point is to the left,
the
so on
energy,
the
uh,
right,
we still
to the
not,
right.
we still have a lot to consider on this,
So,
especially the wavelengths
the
of
actually
what is
determine
being emitted
course
or
that
what is being
that actually
transmitted
that's
to
where we
the
need
Earth's
to
surface.
uh,
So yun,
plotted
we need to
plot
consider
it
a lot
on a Cartesian plane or in
for this. Yeah,
or
we need to consider a lot for this, and
through the three
we
body.
are having uh,
So the three body diagram,
Sir Barreto proposed to have a separate discussion regarding this. I opened it to him that the ideology regarding this is
so this will
more
be
already
our
on the heat transfer part of your subject, but
third
he is
object.
trying to
Then meron
he
tayong
wants
verbal
you
test na
guys
nakakapag
to still know this because again we are talking about solar energy, so we need to have the fundamentals like this black body radiation. So we are gonna be utilizing this. So if he still insists on having this one discussed, so we will be having a separate discussion for this if we still have time. So we'll be having a separate discussion regarding this, the energy density. So yeah, this one will be again we'll be having a discussion, a separate discussion regarding this when there's still time because he proposed to have this one discussed as well. So we'll be using this and this. This is just the total energy emitted by a black body. So syempre, ito naman, this is just the same formula of our heat transfer to
Wala akong
radiation,
traffic.
which is
Kasi mo
the
30
Stefan Boltzmann constant
dito.
and the temperature to the fourth power. The emissivity the emissivity the emissivity
Sila
factor
yung
on a
kumausap.
black body
Dumaan
is
lang sila
equal
dito. Gawa lang
is
dito
just equal to
natapos.
1. So the reason why
Yung
when
bumili
we
ko.
evaluate the integral of this, it's just gonna be this formula, and this is already in terms of watts per square meter since we are talking about energy density. So yeah, so we'll not be dealing right now for this as well as this radiation factor function tables. So we're gonna be discussing this and also this. If we still have time, we're gonna be dealing more about this and the shape factor. So this intensity of radiation and shape factor, we're gonna be discussing this again if we still have time. But until only here, that we are gonna be discussing.
50
Yeah.
gram,
So
kilogram,
up only until that because after this
the
is
mass,
uh
hence our
the geometric relationship na. So that we have already discussed during our face-to-face class.
will have 490
So
newtons.
yon.
So that will be our
And thermal
unit.
radiation is a form of electromagnetic energy emitted by all bodies due to their temperature. So when a body is heated,
Yan.
its atom, molecules, or electrons become excited, meaning they are raised to higher energy
Siyempre,
states.
so,
Those excited
our
particles
three bad
eventually
guys,
return to lower energy state, and in doing
before
so,
this all
they
thing,
release energy in the form of
pagkakusin mo
electromagnetic
na lang
radiation.
so for the
Then,
sabi ko,
these specific
determine
changes states result from
the what
alterations
force
in the
apply
electronic,
and or
rotational, and
what force
vibration
in your
states of
must
atom
apply to the
and molecules. And like what we have discussed on lesson
So
1,
para ma-solve mo,
'di ba?
in order
Yung
to solve
energy
the
changes
problem, the
vary
force
depending on the
of the rope
mechanism
necessary to the
and the radiation emitted by a body is spread
incline must be found. So this
across
the
a
tension
range
force
of wavelengths. It depends whether it
and
is
finding this as the
this.
force actions of
Let's just
so,
go back
so
fast
in a system of
here.
equations,
Uh,
the first one to establish
ito
the relationship
in
between
lesson 1 natin. Yan, ito.
ang
Ito mga
normal
spectrum na to, it depends
and
on
this is
this kinds of radiation,
because
on
the background
the UV
mechanism
radiation,
and
the
the
visible light,
reflection
and
force
infrared
will
radiation,
become
because
frictional force.
this
So ito
affects
maglumig
the
until
quality of solar
millimeter
energy
size.
that we can harvest
So
from
the
the sun. We are
maximum
gonna be talking about that
frictional
later
force
on
is
as well.
needed. So sabi nga natin
So,
dun sa
yun.
ating unang discussion, meron tayong formula na ang
Balik
ating
tayo.
friction force is the normal force,
So,
the coefficient surface
yun. So, again, those wavelength range
given
from
at
zero point 0.1 to 3 micrometers, where most of its energy is concentrated. And most
5.
likely, the emitted uh,
Magiging friction force is equal to
spectrum or the emitted
normal
wavelength
force times
that reaches the Earth's surface,
0.5.
is the visible light. So
So
we
the
have to
question
harness
is
that,
the
and
minimum force
as
is
well as
at the
we
beginning
need
moving
to
to object.
either
So the
minimize or
system
maximize the
is
infrared
in
and the
static
UV.
equilibrium
So it
before the
really
point of
depends on the
movement, where a
application.
system in static
So
equilibrium is concerned,
yun.
the Earth
Then
rotates
ito,
under
Sun-Earth
the
geometric relationship. So
summation of
we
F.
have discussed this,
F is
that
equal to 0 when the
the
balance of the
amount of
physical
energy
force,
that we can
zero,
harness
or
depends on the
all the
position of
sum or the sum of
Earth
all forces
with respect
in
to
y
the
direction
Sun,
must
since
be
the
0.
Earth's annual orbit around the Sun is elliptical, meaning that the
So
distance
when all the
between the Earth
forces
and the
in each
Sun changes
direction
throughout
are
the year.
summed,
This is already
it should be
visible, or this is
noted that
already
only force that acts exclusively
cleared
on
out during
the
our
equal
face-to-face
y
class. You can
axis
see that
will only be
once
present on
the Earth revolves around the Sun, it has different
and that axis between sun.
declinations. So it really has different measurements or different distances from the Sun.
So,
And
however, the
this
width does
variation
not
influences
exclusively
the amount of solar
along
radiation intercepted
one axis,
by the
and
Earth. So
therefore must
during the
equal to
winter
one
solstice,
part.
approximately December
After this,
21,
we
the
have
Earth
to
is at its
observe
closest point to the
the
Sun, known
in
as
our
perihelion, with a
alternate
minimum distance
in
of 1.471 times 10 to the 11 meters.
in
So I just want to
this case
clarify
because the
this.
weight
Remember this. Kindly
of
remember
the
this.
angle when in
Winter
the
solstice
degree
occurs
because
at
the
December
backward in
21. That is
time
right.
30
And
degrees pulling the
but it's not
only
on the winter
and the right
solstice.
triangle is equal to
Remember
90
this,
degrees.
it's not
In
on
case
the
the
winter
inclination is
solstice
30
that
degrees, the
the
90
sun, or
degrees
that the
straight
earth is at
90
closest
degrees.
point to the sun, meaning it's not December
The vertical
21 that
component
is closest
will be sin
point
60
to the sun.
times
The
the weight
the,
and the horizontal
the
component will be 60
event
or the cosine
where the
60
earth
times the
is
weight.
at its closest point to the sun is during perihelion. And perihelion is uh typically occurring, remember this,
Once after
perihelion
calculation, so look for the
perihelion
x
is
part,
occurring
I mean the f
during
of x
January
for 2,
3rd or
friction force
4th.
plus the cosine
So
60
remember
times
this again,
the weight
winter solstice
times 0.
is uh, occurs
So 0
approximately
or
on December
nabigyan ng
21 or
friction force
22.
plus the cosine
But
60
this does not
times the weight
uh,
para makuha natin
this
ang
does not mean that
distance.
that is the time
And
that
ang
it
ating
is at
mga
the
f
closest point to
fxy
the sun, that the earth is at the closest point to the sun.
is
It's not the case.
the
It's
normal
just that
portion
uh,
sine 60 plus the
winter
weight.
solstice starts
So
at
para
December
makuha natin yung
21,
normal
but at
portion
the
and
closest point to
cosine
the sun
60, then
is during perihelion, which occurs
the
on
normal portion is
January
60
3rd and 4th.
times the
So
weight. So how the system of
yun.
location is
And
found,
usually
the
perihelion
number
happens about
become
2 weeks
known in
after the
system,
winter solstice.
so
So
namely weight
uh,
for
if you could
90,
imagine,
and then natin
why does
the
if we are talking about the distance from the
given
Earth,
by
di ba?
weight,
If we are talking about the
that will
distance
be
from the
sine
Earth,
60 times
why
for
is
90,
perihelion
before
not causing
124.
summer, 'di ba? Why is it like that? Why is
Para makuha naman
perihelion
sa
not
system,
causing
so
summer? Eh, 'di ba?
ang formula tayo na
When we
normal
say perihelion, it's closest to the
is
sun. So it's basically closest
coefficient
to
of
the sun. So
surface.
be
So once
uh
nakuha na natin
it
sa
should
number
be causing summer,
we will
but
substitute
hindi po.
4.25
It's not causing summer
as
because
normal force
our seasons
and
po,
feature
our
in
seasons, tandaan, our seasons are
0.25 then
uh our seasons are
ang ating friction
based
force is
on the tilt
6.1
axis
Newton.
of
And then,
based
if
on
meron na
the
tayong
tilt
friction
of
force,
Earth
pwede na
axis.
natin pagamitin. So, that's it. the friction
So
force
this is the main
causing
reason. And even though, tandaan, even though during
the friction
perihelion,
force
the Earth is
in
the closest to the
360
Sun,
the weight is affected.
it experiences winter because it receives less
Friction force
direct
what
sunlight due
for
to the actual tilt.
being
Kasi 'di ba,
from the friction force
if
value
we again
plus
if
the
we
cos
draw
160
uh
times
if
the
we
weight
draw
for 90 so
in
it
solar
affects
declination angle when we during the
and
discussion.
it
So for example this, 'di ba?
so that will
Then
be
nandito
the
here is the
Newton
sun.
or the force
So as
can
you can see,
move.
uh it's
So below
tilted,
to
though
leave the
it's
box
near,
for
or the position of the Earth
we
is
need
at the nearest to the Sun.
the
But as you can see,
1.1
the Earth is
Newton.
tilted backwards. The Earth is tilted backwards,
So
so it
example,
has a
suppose
lesser
is that
time,
is
or
on
it has a lesser daylight
ano
time,
pa
because again, this
pula
is
pala po
tilted
yung ano
backwards,
yung
and that is the season, or
example
that is the basis of our
presentation.
seasons,
So
based on the tilt of the Earth. And again, since during this time the Earth is tilted backwards, then there is a short amount, or there is a short amount of daylight during perihelion. So that is the reason why that is called the winter, or that is occurring after the winter solstice, because again during perihelion there is a
so
lesser
another
daylight time
example
because of the tilt of
for
the
our
Earth.
free body diagram, we can
So
compare
yeah,
free
that is the reason why.
diagram natin.
And
Sabi niya,
the other
if this
one,
is
the
applied
Earth
on the top of
is
the
at is the Earth is at its farthest point
since
from the Sun,
it is
called
an object,
aphelion, with a maximum
so we
distance
will
of
have
1.521
radiation
times 10 to the 11th
downward
meter. And this
towards
one
the
naman,
gravitational
when we talk about summer solstice,
then
that occurs, that starts to
since
occur at
unnecessary
approximately June 21, di ba? That approximately occurs during June
surface.
21.
So our
However,
surface natin has a normal force, so that is upward.
guys, this is
Just know.
not
So if we will
really the
construct
case
it,
on
this will be
uh this is not really the case during aphelion, because
back in the
aphelion is
center
not
of the
on
book
June 21.
and
Tandaan,
you
aphelion is not on June 21.
represented
Uh,
as the weight
when
for this
does
one
aphelion occurs? Aphelion occurs during,
that will be
remember this, aphelion aphelion occurs during early July. That's basically 2 weeks as well. 2 weeks as well from
another example.
2 weeks from the summer solstice. So
Then a
yon,
rightward
again ha, summer solstice
light
occurs
is
at
up
June
there.
21.
So in
But
order
that
to look
is
it
that doesn't
oh,
mean that it is at the closest point to the sun, or that it is at the farthest point from the sun. It is the aphelion,
so
i-
considered as
we're
a
in the
sample.
event
So nag-record
wherein the
program
sun,
and
or the earth, is at its farthest point
since
from the sun.
na-determine na natin si
So,
normal force
and
and
that
the
aphelion again
gravitational force,
occurs during
sabi
early
dyan, right
July.
force
So, again,
at rest.
why
So,
does this not causing
force applied.
winter, malayo nga siya, or why does this uh, aphelion not causing winter if it's
We
the
have
at the
force
farthest point?
applied
Because then again, if we try to look at the position of the earth,
so
for
that will
example,
be
this is the sun and this is the earth,
putting
it's
on
leaning towards the sun, it's leaning towards the sun. So since this is
rightward
leaning
siya.
towards the sun,
So
this is
this is right
tilted
at him.
towards the
Force
sun,
since
our Earth, during this time, during June 21 and
oh,
during
then
early days of July,
there
it
is a
means
friction
there is
on the
more
surface and
daylight
so every time friction is
during these days.
always opposite to the force
More daylight in aphelion,
opposite
more daylight, and
force statement.
this is aphelion,
Uh,
more daylight.
to the
It means
right,
there is a longer time, a
force
longer daytime. So
is to
that's
the
it.
left.
Whereas in perihelion, the
So
one that we
force
discussed earlier,
source
there is
um,
uh
arrow,
more night time.
it's a source
So
they
that's
they
it.
only
The reason why during perihelion,
and
this causes,
laging mas
or
maganda
there is an
and
occurrence of
person
winter, because there is more nighttime, because the Earth is tilted away from the sun. Though,
friction.
and
If
on
we have a
aphelion, though it
feedback
is
diagram
at the farthest point,
regarding the
it
um,
is
the book
leaning,
is
or it
move
is leaning
rightward
towards the sun, which causes
direction.
more time
Ito
or
lang
more
yung
daytime. So
ilalim
that's
natin.
basically the
Eh,
difference
determine lang
between the
natin
two.
yung
And
growth
sir,
of actual
why
of
why does why do we not harvest more energy, or why can't we not, or why can we not harvest energy more on winter solstice uh than
so
summer
best
solstice?
example,
Basically, again,
example
because
is
of the tilt of the sun. Though
ito yung ating
theoretically, the
sorry,
sun, or during
pinaka-figure. So,
perihelion,
hindi ko kailangan
the sun
i-download ito.
can
Kailangan
receive more amount of energy
validate dyan. So, ang gagawin
from
lang,
more amount of energy
i-determine ko ito,
from
object natin na to. So, pwede siyang represented as that.
excuse me, more energy,
Pwede
more
siyang back.
sorry, more energy during perihelion.
Ganito,
That
kailangan natin
is
determine ng wait for. So, since it is an
uh
object that is emitting
how do you say
sources,
this?
so wait for is
Sorry,
downward.
I'm
So, here,
getting lost.
we
So
have a normal force.
in perihelion on January 3rd and
So,
4th,
the normal force is not
based on
force.
based on
And
studies,
the study done, ang
can
ating daw sled is pulled by a
harvest
force P at an
7%
angle of
more
30 degrees.
solar
So, ito
energy
ang ating
than
force P,
in
then ang ating
aphelion, which is the summer solstice. But
angle
that
is 30 degrees.
7%
So,
more is
we will draw an
quite
arrow
smaller if we
here,
think about the tilt angle, because
then
the actual tilt of the Earth is
naka-incline siya at 30 degrees.
the actual tilt of the Earth
So,
dictates
kung
more of
naman
the
to, the
energy
normal force,
uh, being
the weight force,
directed towards the Earth, because again, although
will be
perihelion uh,
force B.
has
That is
during perihelion, the Earth
30
emits,
degrees.
or the Earth
So,
can
ito po ang
receive
ating pinaka
7% more
um,
solar energy. It's just that that
feedback
value
diagram.
is
Ito kasing
uh,
isang ito
quite
is
smaller if we
um,
consider the tilt angle,
dinisect lang
because again, there
i-separate
is
lang
more
yung
exposure of the sun
P
during
of Y and P of X kung
during
siya ay tumama sa
during
ating
aphelion, or
kung
during summer
saan sa
solstice.
diagonal.
The reason why
So,
it's not
pinaghiwalay
really
lang.
considerable,
X po
or
yan.
it's not being considered to have more energy in perihelion than aphelion. So yun, that's basically it, because again, the very reason is that the energy is more likely to be harvested, or more likely to be at the
Ganun
maximum,
ang ating
depending
feedback
on the
diagram.
actual tilt of the
Ngayon
Earth,
is
depending on the solar declination angle as well. So
ibang
the
example.
higher the higher the declination angle,
Feedback
the
diagram with
the more
different
the
forces
more the Earth is tilted towards the
multiple
sun,
forces
so
applied.
it
Okay?
will have a
Mga
it
10
will have
pwede
a
sila.
longer daytime, so we
10:40 pa
can
lang.
harvest more
Susunod.
energy from the
Sige,
sun.
7 minutes.
But
10:40.
in perihelion, since that is leaning away from the sun, so there is a shorter daylight hour, so there is a lesser time for sun's exposure. The reason why it's more, or it's less solar energy that we can harvest during that time. So that is basically the difference between the two. I hope that is clear. So yun. Yun nga, sabi dito, due to the varying distance, the intensity of solar radiation intercepted by the Earth fluctuates throughout the year. When the Earth is closer to the sun, the solar radiation received is at its maximum, which occurs around December 21. But then again, uh, when the Earth is farthest from the sun, or farther from the sun, the radiation received is at its minimum, which occurs at which occurs around June 21. But then again, this is quite different when we are talking about the harnessed energy, because again, during December 21, or during summer solstice, there is a shorter daytime. So if we collect that maximum amount, that will still less than uh, the amount that we can harness during June 21, because during this day there is a longer daytime. So that is basically the difference. But then again, if we are talking about the solar radiation received, it is at maximum during December 21. But uh, Ju- But if we are talking about the solar radiation be accumulated in a day, we can harvest more on June 21 because we have a longer daylight because of the axial tilt. And the variation in solar radiation is a direct consequence of the inverse square law, where the intensity of radiation decreases with the square of the distance from the source. Despite these changes, other factors such as the tilt or of the Earth's axis and its rotation play a more significant role in determining seasonal temperature variations and uh, climatic patterns rather than changing Earth-Sun distance itself. Seasonal temperature variations and climatic patterns. So, naulit lang, sorry. So, yun. Again nga, the tilt angle is uh, the one that dictates the seasons of the Earth. That is at 23.45. So we already know this. And the distance between the Earth, that is aphelion and perihelion, the maximum and the minimum. Then yan, we have already discussed this, the solar declination, during our face-to-face classes, as well as our azimuth and zenith angle, our R angle, we have already discussed this. Then the solar time, we already discussed this. So you may have a read as well on this, but we're gonna be skipping this since we have already calculated this during our face-to-face classes. So yon. Now, we talk about solar thermal collectors naman. Ang solar, the difference between solar panels and solar thermal collectors and solar panels in solar panels or in our photovoltaic systems, we are more into uh, getting the energy from light. However, from solar thermal collectors, we are harnessing energy from the heat as the reason why it's called thermal collectors. So we are harnessing solar energy from its heat. So, yun nga, the conversion of solar energy is into heat is a practice with historical roots that has evolved into a sophisticated solar conversion technology in modern times. The fundamental principle underlying solar thermal collection is straightforward. When solar radiation strikes a surface, a portion of the energy is absorbed, causing an increase in the surface temperature. So, yun, and the effectiveness of a surface as a solar collector, however, depends on more than just its ability to absorb solar radiation.
Okay, so
A
visit
key
naman.
determinant of its efficiency is how well it minimizes thermal and radiation losses to the surrounding environment. And a wide variety of solar thermal collectors have been developed to meet diverse needs. This range from unglazed flat plate collectors, which operate at 5 degrees to 10 degrees above the surrounding ambient temperature, to excuse me, to advanced central receiver systems. The latter utilize concentrating collectors to achieve operating temperatures exceeding 1000 degrees Celsius. So these types of collectors, we are going to be discussing this on lesson 3. The flat plate collectors and uh, the concentrating collectors. So we are going to be discussing that when we do lesson 3. But for now, we are going to be discussing about the radiative properties na lang or radiative properties of our solar thermal collectors. So what is this? So uh, when radiation strikes a body, hold on, wait for a minute. Yeah, when radiation strikes a body, the energy is distributed among three distinct processes: reflection, absorption, and transmission. And part of our radiation nga, like uh, we discussed earlier, when it hits the surface, it gets only reflected. And there is also a part where it is absorbed by the material. And if the material is transparent, then it will transmit through it. So this three, reflection, absorption, and transmission, is gonna be gonna be equal, or the summation of this will be equal to 1, which is equal to the total radiated energy. So the fraction of the incident of radiation reflected by the surface is called reflectance. Ibig sabihin, uh, it is reflected by our solar thermal collectors. The energy is being reflected off the surface. Whereas if we say or if we talk about absorptance, it represents the fraction of radiation absorbed by the material, contributing to its internal energy and raising its temperature. And whereas transmittance naman corresponds to the fraction of the radiation that passes through the material without being absorbed or reflected. So, ito, yun nga, gaya na sabi natin kanina, this is bounded by the first law of thermodynamics because it's just equal to the energy in equals energy out. That it cannot be uh, destroyed, cannot be created as well. So, yeah. And this should be equal to 1 nga, gaya na, like what I have mentioned earlier. So let's dig deeper about this tree. What is the importance of these characteristics of materials? So when we talk about reflectance, let's write it. When we talk about reflectance, when we talk about reflectance, then uh, it is necessary, like what we have mentioned, this is the energy of reflected by the surface. So if the material if the material is or has high reflectance, so it means high reflectance high reflectance means there will be a lot of wasted solar energy. Whereas kapag or if we have low reflectance, then more energy will be absorbed or will be utilized, will be absorbed. So that that's it. So what again is the importance of this? And in our solar panels and in if we talk about solar panels, okay, if we talk about PV systems, let's write ito. This is the main difference. When we talk about PV systems or solar panels, photovoltaic systems,
His family can't meet
if we talk about photovoltaic systems, then it should have anti-reflective coatings. It means the material that we have to use on our PV systems should have anti-reflective coating so that all the energy will be absorbed. However, if we are gonna be talking about concentrating solar powers, like what we discussed on lesson 1, or the CSPs, since we are using mirrors, 'di ba? During CSPs or concentrating powers natin, or during solar thermal collectors, we are using mirrors. And since mirrors have high reflectance, so during or with the design of concentrating solar powers, we need to have a high reflectance because that mirrors or the energy will be reflected towards our concentrator. Towards energy will be reflected towards our concentrator. Kasi nga, if you could still remember, and I hope you should, I hope you are, or I hope you still remember that. Kasi 'di ba, I drew that one. For example, we have this parabolic trough. So there is this mirrors here. So when the energy or the solar radiation strikes here, it needs to reflect
I
the
handed him a
energy
diaper and
to
wipes.
our tubes, to our receivers, so that when it gets reflected, the tubes will be the one being heated. So we need to concentrate the energy. The reason why on concentrating
I
power
handed
to
him a
solar thermal collectors, we need to have high reflectance materials to reflect the energy towards our concentrator. Then if we talk about absorptance naman, if we talk about absorptance, let's put it here. Here, absorptance. So, like what we have mentioned earlier, uh, absorptance. Higher absorptance means high absorptance means we can more energy can be converted since we absorbed it. Whereas if it's low, then it's the opposite. Less energy converted, and more less energy converted. And one of the properties of our materials should be
Uy, tinatamad ko
dark
man
colored
lang.
materials. We know that
Meron ako
dark
ngayon,
colored materials absorb more sunlight. So that means we need to have those dark color to absorb more energy from the sun. So how can we apply this on our systems? So in PV systems, that is the reason why we use silicon, because semiconductor materials absorb uh, energy more or absorb more sunlight compared to other materials, because semiconductor materials have high absorptance. So the reason why we are using silicon on our solar panels or in our PV systems, whereas in our solar thermal collectors, we are using selective coatings like this. We are going to be discussing that later on. This selective surface, because we are coating our collectors with selective coatings like black chrome or titanium oxide, so that it can absorb heat. It can absorb more heat because again, dark colored materials absorb heat. That is why during selective surfaces or selective coatings, we use solar or we use uh, black chrome or titanium oxide to absorb more heat. Whereas when we talk about transmittance naman, it corresponds again to the fraction of radiation that passes through the material without being absorbed or reflected. Why is it important? Uh, in when we talk about PV systems or in our solar panels or uh, photovoltaic systems, we have to minimize our transmittance uh, to make sure that all the energy is just being absorbed. Because if this just passes through our surface, then it will not be converted into electricity. Simple as that. So we need to minimize transmittance for our PV systems. However, uh, when do we need to have a high transmittance? We need to consider high transmittance only if we are uh, if we are having or if we are planting trees, like for example. So if you are going to be covering that, or if you are going to be doing greenhouses, for solar greenhouses, you need to use materials with high transmittance so the sunlight could pass through. So that's when you use a high transmittance. But if we are gonna be using, or if we are gonna be relating it to solar energy utilization, we need to have or to minimize transmittance, because what we need is for the energy to be absorbed so that it can be converted to solar or into usable energy. So that's it. And another important uh, radiative property nga is called emittance, which is the ratio of the radiative emissive power of a real surface to that of an ideal black surface. And yun nga, emittance natin is uh, commonly equal just to 1 as well uh, for an ideal black body surface. So, yeah, selective surfaces naman are specially engineered to maximize energy efficiency by combining two key surface characteristics. So, like what I have mentioned earlier, uh, we use selective coatings because we need to have a darker surface so we can absorb more energy. We are using selective surfaces to absorb more energy so that we can convert more energy. So that is a selective surfaces. So yun nga, these are designed to exhibit a high absorptance for solar radiation, which predominantly consists of short wavelengths, while simultaneously maintaining a low emittance at the operating temperature of the surface. So, the principle behind this selective behavior lies in the distribution of energy across different wavelengths nga. So, 98% of the energy is concentrated in wavelengths below 3 micrometers. Oh, excuse me. In contrast, the radiation emitted by black or gray surfaces predominantly occurs at wavelengths longer than 3 uh, micrometer, accounting for 99% of their emitted energy. So here, on our selective surfaces, basically if
Ako'y
we need to
nakahiga.
have
Sabihin mo
selective
sa'kin 'pag
surfaces uh, that is at high absorptance in the visible spectrum, because that is where the most solar energy is, and lower emittance uh, in the infrared spectrums for us to reduce heat loss. Again, that is the function of selective surfaces. To have high absorptance in the visible spectrum, kasi as we have checked back earlier, that is where most solar energy is during at visible spectrum. Whereas we need to also have low emittance in the infrared spectrum to reduce heat loss. And application of this is yun nga in our solar thermal collectors. Uh, we use black chrome or black nickel and titanium oxide coatings. And for our photovoltaic system or our solar panels, we use uh, semiconductor materials which are silicon. So yun. How about reflecting surfaces? So in reflecting surfaces, it is rely on optical components to direct and focus sunlight onto a smaller targeted area, maximizing energy collection. So this is just uh, commonly used in collectors nga, like what I have mentioned earlier. We are using reflecting surfaces to redirect the sun's energy. For example, when it hits the mirror, then the heat will be reflected to our concentrator, which is a tube wherein there is the fluid. There is the fluid that is being heated. So doon, hinihit yung fluid. So uh, all of the energy will be reflected to that. So it will be receiving more uh, heat. So that is just a reflecting surfaces. So most likely this is made by mirrors. So also from highly polished metals or consists of metal coatings applicable to suitable substrates. So when an opaque substrate is used, the reflective coatings must be applied to the front surface. So yan. Again, the basically the concept regarding reflecting surfaces lang is that it should be or our solar thermal collectors should have this, so the energy will be reflected towards our central receiver where our fluid is being heated. So that is reflecting surfaces, whereas transparent surfaces, uh, This is again, transparent materials are for transmission purposes to pass through a certain material with a minimal absorption or reflection. Then again, like what I have mentioned earlier, if there is a higher transmission or higher transmittance, then more sun will be able to pass through it. More sunlight can penetrate. So where do we use again this? We use this on solar greenhouses where when we plant trees. So we use transparent materials for the sunlight to pass through for our plants in our solar greenhouses to undergo photosynthesis. Uh, in terms of PV panels, we also use a transparent glass covers so that when it gets or when it penetrates towards that transparent glass, then the heat will be trapped inside. Then all of those, sorry, the light will be trapped inside, and all of those trapped will then be absorbed by our silicon or our semiconductor materials. So that is the purpose of uh, transparent materials. Again, we use transparent materials in our photovoltaic systems, on our PV systems, based on or sorry, we are using that to trap all.
So that is the end, basically the end of lesson two. So to summarize everything that has been discussed, ito, uh, all of the lesson two, all of the concepts in lesson two can be summarized in this. If we are talking about, if we are talking about energy harness, if we are, hold on. If we are talking about energy harnessing, what matters more is its higher solar declination rather than its distance. Because again, when we have a higher solar declination or a higher tilt angle or higher tilt of the Earth, then that means that we will have a longer longer exposure to sun. So that's it. It's we're gonna be having a longer exposure with the sun. That is why, again, higher solar declination angle or higher uh, tilt of the Earth results to a better energy harnessing process rather than its proximity or its Earth's proximity to the sun. Always remember that. And again, during perihelion, wherein the Earth is at the nearest from nearest to the sun. This occurs during January 3 or January 4 during the during the winter solstice. But then again, winter solstice starts at December 21, but the perihelion occurs during January 3 and or January 4. And during this time, uh, the Earth's radiation, sorry, the Sun's radiation is 7% more compared to a trillion. But then again, this energy is nothing more of a uh, better value, better solar radiation because again, uh, during perihelion, the Earth is tilted away from the sun. So it means it's leaning away from the sun and it has a shorter daytime, which means only short amount or short time of sun's exposure occurs during perihelion, but has a longer nighttime. So this means there will be a lesser amount of solar energy that can be harnessed during this time. Whereas when we talk about aphelion, this is the time when the Earth is at the farthest from the sun. Then this occurs during summer solstice, but again, summer solstice occurs or starts from June 21, but aphelion occurs on the early days of July. And during this, yun nga, there will be a lesser solar radiation because it is uh, uh, at the farthest. But then again, we need to consider its tilt angle. This is leaning towards the sun. The reason why this still has more energy that can be harnessed during this day because again it's leaning towards the sun, meaning we will have a longer exposure to the sun. That's a longer daytime and shorter nighttime. And that's the difference between perihelion and the period and its energy being harnessed during those days. Whereas seasons, we have to know that seasons are based on Earth's tilt, and this is happening because, like what I have mentioned, this is happening because of the tilt of the Earth uh, on its axis, and basically those are for the geometries of Sun and Earth. And when we talk about the materials of our PV systems and solar systems, PV system or photovoltaic system, photovoltaic, we are talking about solar panels. But when we are talking about solar thermal collectors, we are dealing with thermal collectors or concentrated solar powers. We are going to be dealing more about the examples of this on our next lesson. But for the basic ideas, when we talk about PV systems, we are harnessing the sunlight from the sun, and that sunlight will make our uh, photons excited, so that will make us a usable energy. Whereas uh, when we talk about solar thermal collectors, we are harnessing heat from uh, the sun uh, from the sun rays. We are utilizing heat to generate electricity. So that is the difference between a photovoltaic system and a solar thermal collector. Then the properties that we have to consider on this type of system is first its reflectance. When we again talk about reflectance, it means the ability of a surface or ability of a material to reflect the heat or the light from the sun towards the environment. So basically, you are just going to be reflecting it back to the environment. So that's a reflectance. And on the designs of our PV systems, of our photovoltaic systems, we need to have a lower reflectance. It means so that all of the sunlight, we need a low reflective materials on our PV systems so that our PV systems will more likely absorb those lights. We need to absorb the light, not to reflect it. But in solar thermal collectors, specifically in our concentrating solar power systems, we are utilizing mirrors. So it means we need to have a high reflectance because mirrors reflect this heat. So when mirrors reflect this heat towards a specific receiver, like for example in this drawing, this tube, when the heat reflects, uh, when the heat is being reflected by the mirror towards the uh, tube, then the tube will be heated uh, more since there are a lot of mirrors and all of those mirrors will reflect all the energy or all the heat towards the concentrator or towards the tube, then again, it will most likely hit the fluid from there. So that is the reason why we need to have a high reflectance when we are designing solar thermal collectors for CSPs. Then, when we talk about absorptance naman, this is the ability of a material to absorb the energy. In utilizing solar energy, we need to absorb it, may it be in PV systems or in solar thermal collectors. We need to always have a higher absorptance. But in PV systems, we use a semiconductor materials because semiconductor materials are known for being high absorbers. So, an example of which, and the very most common example is silicon. Silicon is a semiconductor material that is very uh, that is one of the most common material in our solar panels because again silicon absorbs great light. So we utilize this. However, in solar thermal collectors naman, in solar thermal collectors, we use selective coatings like what is discussed in the video because selective coatings uh, also absorb also absorb heat, also absorb heat from the sun. So when this absorbs heat, this typical coatings are made from uh, or are are from are usually dark surfaces because we know that dark surfaces tend to absorb heat more than light surfaces. So selective coatings, we use selective coatings that are dark, like titanium oxide and dark nickel and chromium. Again, because dark surfaces tend to absorb more heat than light surfaces. So that is useful on our solar thermal collectors. But when we talk about transmittance, this is just basically the ability of a material uh, to make sunlight or the heat of the sun pass through it. It means the solar heat or the sunlight penetrates through the surface. It passes through the surface. And we need to consider this based on our design because when we talk about a PV system, when we talk about PV systems, if we are going to be using transparent materials on top of the or on the surface, then all of the sunlight will be passing through it, will be passing through it. Then once it passes through, it will get trapped inside. And once all of the sunlight will be trapped inside, then that's the time that the silicon will absorb all of those sunlight and convert it into usable electricity. Whereas when we talk about a solar thermal collector, that's basically the same idea. If we are using transparent materials on the surface, then all of the heat, all of the heat will be passing through it. Then all of those heat will be trapped inside. If we do not have any, if if we also sorry, if we also have anti-reflective surface on our solar systems, solar thermal collectors and PV systems, if we also have anti-reflective coatings, then all of the all of the heat that passes through the transparent material will be trapped inside, and if that gets trapped inside, then that's the time that our thermal collectors will absorb all of those heat. So a proper designing and proper utilization of these properties is necessary in designing our system. So basically, again, these are just the concepts that you need to really understand and that you really need to know on lesson 2. Again, that's on the geometry, more on the geometry and uh, the materials that we need to utilize in our design. And like what I have mentioned as well on the video, there will be high chance that the solar radiation fundamentals will also be discussed as being uh, as being proposed by Sir yesterday when we had a meeting. We need there is a higher chance that that will still be discussed. So if that's going to be discussed, most likely that will be on week 8, and that will still be part of your midterm exam, the calculations of your midterm exam. Uh, but I'll let you know what's going to be the final decision. It depends on Sir on whether he will include that one. But yesterday he told me that he is definitely including that one. So if he includes that one, then we will also discuss that on the next coming weeks. So yun. This is end of lesson 2. This is the end of lesson 2. So yeah, that's it. So Yun. Do you have any questions, concerns, questions, concerns, questions, questions, concerns?
Wala naman po, sir.
May lunch break ko na.
So, if wala, if wala, then kindly open your cameras again. And just pa-screenshot ulit and let me know if okay na.
Binigyan sa baba. Public ka? Okay na.
Thank you. And next week, I'm not really quite sure if we're gonna be having our face-to-face meeting because next week is again gonna be the board examinations of Much Delight. So most likely I'll be there. So I'm gonna be informing you on what we are gonna be doing next week. If it's gonna be an online class, then I'll be uploading a recording of the calculations in lesson 3. But yeah, most likely that's gonna be the case because I'll be meeting Thursday and Friday classes. So in that case, I'm gonna be uploading a recording of the calculations of lesson 3 on your manual. So, but if you want to attend face-to-face class, you can sit in on sections 3 and 1 on Friday for the calculations. If you will be having questions and clarifications. But then again, that's not yet final. It depends on what's gonna be happening next week. If we are gonna be going, if you're gonna be allowed to go or not. I'm gonna be informing your class representative. So yun. In this case, I think that's the end of our class. Kung wala na kayong tanong, that's the end of our class. You can work on your research project. All of the groups, I think all of the groups have already have proposed, already have their proposed plans approved. So you can work on that. And yun then, regarding the final project, uh, the guidelines, you do not need to accomplish all of those guidelines. If you cannot research anything about a specific part on that guideline, then you can skip that. But you have to make sure that it will not really affect your paper. It will not really affect your paper. What I mean with that is that you do not need to compromise it. Like for example, you cannot find the stakeholders or the shareholders. That's okay. What you really need to understand is uh, basically the process. How does this operate? Why is it installed there? What are the parameters that are considered by the company on why they install it there? Something like that. You need to understand it. You need to research more about the process. Uh, why is it installed? Something like that, but not on those stakeholders or shareholders. That's a plus, but that's not really the important thing that you need to research. Again, we are on the technical side. We are on the technical side of the research. Yun. So if you still have any concerns, just let me know. And I'm gonna be responding as fast as I can. But sometimes I do not respond because that's beyond already the class hours. So I'm gonna be responding if I can. And if you have any questions, you can just ask as well your classmate. I'm gonna be responding to him. So yun, if you do not have any questions right now, then that's the end of the class. See you again next week. Thank you for attending. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you.